You mentioned veganism.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your journey with veganism. I went 100% plant-based last year.
Yeah.
John Joseph pushed me to do it. I did it. He said, Brian, you're actually going to feel better and you're not going to get injured. And I thought he was out of his mind. But I didn't. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was pounding my body. I think I counted up. I was training like 13 times a week, of different training sessions, running, bike, swim. I didn't get a knee injury. I didn't get any injuries. So tell me about your relationship. Why did you go vegan? What is your thought on it?
I noticed there was a lot of ultra endurance athletes. Well, not just ultra endurance, but a lot of people doing Ironman and stuff like that. They were vegans. There was a lot of vegans, and I wondered why. I was quite intrigued, so I started doing some research and why they were vegan and why they chose to be vegan. And the more I kept looking into it, the more it started making sense to me. And I'm an animal lover, always have been. I've got a dog, Lemmy, love him to bits. I would not eat him. And what is the difference between a dog, a cat, a cow, a pig, a chicken? And where's this line that says that they're edible and these ain't? And it really started opening my mind. And somebody told me to watch a documentary called Cowspiracy on Netflix, and I watched Cowspiracy, and wow, I was just like, I never knew there was that much to veganism. I just thought, they just don't eat milk. They don't drink milk or eggs or eat beef or meat. And I just couldn't believe the facts. And I was just like, wow, this is unbelievable. And it's thanks to that documentary, it completely changed my life, because the next day I went vegan straight away. Wow. So right, that's it. I'm not eating meat, I'm not eating eggs, I'm not gonna eat milk. And that was 3.5 years ago, I think it was. And ever since I haven't looked back. And yeah.
Did you have to make adjustments? Was it difficult?
I mean, because I left school and I went to catering college, so I knew quite a bit about food than your average person, so that helped. And my meals obviously had to change, so I started looking at YouTube for recipe ideas and stuff, little hints, little tips. And whilst doing that, I looked at a lot of the YouTube stuff, and I just thought, Christ, man, it's fucking boring. I reckon I could do a cooking show on YouTube. Obviously, going back to my roots from what I used to do many years ago. And I spoke to two guys, James Threffel and Peter Pickford, and I told them my idea, and they said, this is a brilliant idea, let's do it. And at the time, I was just, because I hadn't been on TV for a while, my confidence was pretty low as far as that went, and I was a bit rusty with the cooking, because obviously I hadn't done it for years, and it's just one of those things. I thought, I'm either going to do it or I'm not going to do it. Jump in at the deep end, let's go for it. So we did it, and I had so much fun. It was hilarious. We just hired an Airbnb kitchen, although everyone thought it was my house, but it wasn't my house. Hired an Airbnb kitchen, and we just started filming. And we had such a laugh doing it. And then we launched it, I think it was two years ago. And everyone really enjoyed it. And from there then, BBC called me in, and that's how Dirty Vegan happened.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's the big time. And when did the cookbook come out?
We were filming, we got the green light off the BBC Wales, and we started filming the first episode, the first series of Dirty Vegan. And then I got told that we've got the go-ahead for a book. So I was like, well, I never thought they'd ever have a cookbook out. And so but I was filming from 7 a.m. sometimes till 11 p.m. And then I literally go to bed and then start again. And so I thought, how am I going to do a book whilst doing all this filming? So the Rob Andrew, Bob, they call him, the chef from Riverford, he helped write the book. and I sort of used my recipes that I use for YouTube. So they said, what's the measurements? I thought, I don't cook with measurements. But I said, you're going to need measurements to put in a cookbook because there's a lot of people who can't cook and they're going to need measurements. So in between filming, I had to try and find all these measurements and start writing it all up and doing little bits and bobs to the book. So yeah, it was quite a busy time. But yeah, between myself and Bob, we managed to get the book out, and it came out December the 27th last year, and it sort of accompanied the series when it came out in Veganuary this year.
What's your style of cooking? Like, how would you describe
I don't call
it?
myself a chef. I just call myself a cook. I enjoy cooking. I'd say my style of cooking, comfort food, really.
What's your favorite dishes?
Chili.
Yeah?
I just love chili because when I was younger, my mother used to make amazing chili. And when we used to come back from school or wherever it was, when we used to say, oh, what's for dinner? Every time she said chili, I was like, yes, chili. So that's what my 5-bean chili's in there.
Okay.
Obviously, I used to use meat years ago,
right?
But now I use beans instead.
Okay. And people are loving this stuff, right? I mean, the plant-based movement is big right now, and people are looking for recipes and ideas.
Yeah, and when I started doing this, I didn't want to be I didn't want to be that vegan that shoves my my agenda down people's necks. And I've got nothing against people doing that. You know, I'm not an activist. That, you know, and if people want to do that, that's cool. And I'm just me. I'm a vegan. I don't eat meat. I don't eat dairy, and I don't eat eggs. And I wanted, and if you've seen the show, it's quite light-hearted. It's not just for vegans; it's for meat eaters and everything as well. And I just wanted to make it a bit of fun and educational. And I really do believe that if you're an adult and you educate an adult on why I don't eat meat, dairy and eggs, and if they take that on, brilliant. They're old enough to make their own decisions. And I think that if I keep ramming my thoughts, my vegan agenda down their necks, I don't think they won't take it in. So my approach is just education. Have a bit of a laugh at it.
Yeah.
And you know, it did work because the show came out, and a lot of people said, you know, they really enjoyed the show, and they now are having two meat-free days a week. So it's a start, and it's and a lot of people have gone vegan off the back of the show and the book as well, which is brilliant, which is a really positive thing.
Yeah, I had a real interesting experience last year. You know, I'd had like meatless Mondays before, but I'd never actually really gone all in. But once I had to, first of all, my wife freaked out, and then she's like, I don't know what to cook. But then she started buying all these books. Like, there's a lot of great books out there. And she started making all this amazing stuff. And she still makes amazing dal and amazing stuff. And so I went there. I had to eat more is what I had to do. But I like fell in love with vegetables again. I mean, there was so many tasty things out there. I mean, I've been doing almond milk for a long time anyways. And so like I got to a point where it was good. But then at the end of the year, I just said, okay, am I still doing this because I'm just really super dogmatic, or is this still the right diet choice for me? And I couldn't actually come up with a decent answer. So now I'm not 100% plant-based, but I still eat a lot of plants. And sometimes I prefer plants. I feel lighter and I feel better. But I don't know if it's the right diet for me. You know?
If it's, I mean, if it tastes nice, what's the beginning? If it tastes nice, brilliant. Then if you don't really need meat, I don't need meat.
Do you think the vegan diet is right for everyone?
Why not?
I don't know.
Well, I know it's good for me.
I've had people on the show that were vegans for a while, and then they stopped because they're like, look, I don't think my body's responding well to this. I think I need some type of animal proteins in my body.
I think veganism is good for everybody. You just need to know what you need. You need to know what to eat. You need to have knowledge, I think. But
yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, spending time with Bob, Bob, the chef. We did a thing at Riverford. We did an evening cooking we had like 70 covers, like a dirty vegan evening. We had a takeover, and I was working in this. I mean, because working with people like that, because I haven't been in that kind of kitchen since I was in college. So spending time in the kitchen with him from 9 o'clock in the morning until service was just amazing. Just his knowledge on vegetables was just unbelievable. And some of the stuff, it was one of the best things cooking wise I've done for a long time. It was hard work.
I can imagine.
It was backbreaking, and I forgot how hard it was, but I loved every minute of it. And they said, well, when the customers come in, you could sit down and eat with us. I was like, no way, man. I've been in the kitchen all day with Bob and his staff and his team. I said, I want to be on the pass serving the food. And that's what I did. And it was such a great day, and so satisfying seeing the customers with happy faces and giving compliments at the end and saying they had a really good meal. I was ace. And then we went to the pub then and had a few beers, proper well-earned beers they were. It was ace.
Harder than an Ironman cooking in a kitchen? Pretty
close. It's just, yeah. So and I learned a lot from him as well. He's such a good chef. Amazing.
So this is a brand new career for you.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm literally just about to start filming the second series next week.
Okay.
We've got a few good things lined up.
That's for BBC?
For the BBC, yeah.
You still doing a YouTube channel?
YouTube channel's about to start again.
Okay.
So
different stuff.
We've got another 4 episodes coming in BBC Wales with 4 different types of people, which I can't say, but it's going to be funny.
Okay.
And yeah, and the second book is finished, written, and that will be out very soon as well.
You going to take the show on the road, go to the States?
I've done some cooking demos and stuff at various festivals and everything. And another thing which is completely new to me, I never thought I'd be, from going on stage, shoving drumsticks up my ass and smashing bottles on my head, to now going on stage cooking seitan and cooking food. It's funny, man. But it was quite nerve-wracking because I've never done it, it was all new to me. But again, you need to put yourself in that situation. Put yourself in a situation, do it over and over and over again. I've done a lot of speaking work recently as well, and something which I've been absolutely petrified of in the past. And with the help of a few people, Rachel Lavelle, she helped me put a presentation together so I could give a talk on how I went from a chef to Dirty Sanchez to an ultra endurance athlete to a vegan chef. And it's just having people like that help was brilliant. So I can actually get on stage and talk. I still find it quite nerve-wracking.
Because it's Matthew on stage, it's not Pritchard on stage.
Exactly, yeah.
And you used to be able to just go up and stick drumsticks in your ass and do crazy shit, but now you got to be you, or you got to cook, and that's scary.
Yeah. But the Sanchez stuff was alcohol-fueled, and sometimes not drug-fueled on stage, it was more alcohol-fueled on stage, but this time, I allowed myself 2 beers. That's it. So I'm sort of more or less going out in front of a load of people sober.
This is speaking in front of people?
Speaking, yeah.
Okay.
But the more I such a buzz coming off stage, knowing that I'm not drunk and I've just done what I've done, and I'm just like, yes, and I really enjoy it. It's yeah.
It's a great buzz. It's one of the best street legal drugs there is.
Yeah.
That's what I tell all my students, it's scary, but when you do it, it's one of the greatest feelings.
Yeah, and the more you do, the better you get. And you can, if you mess up, you need, next time you brush up a bit more on that part, and slowly but surely I wouldn't say I'd become a perfectionist, but there's still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I always make the analogy of like a fighter, like going into a cage fight in the UFC. Like the first time you go in, you're just trying to remember jab, cross, and you can't remember anything, you can't see anything, it's just fight. But then your second and third fight, you're like, wait a second, I can throw a hook in. Actually, I noticed the crowd. I can hear my coach. And then maybe the 10th fight, you're like, okay, I can have a little fun and I can enjoy this experience. And I think that's what public speaking's like for me. And
you hit the nail on the head there, yeah.
Yeah?
Because I think one of the first first or second times you sort of go in and do it, and you come backstage, and you know, what the fuck have I just done?
You don't remember it.
Yeah, I don't remember it. But then after a while, you sort of start taking it in a bit more, and start enjoying it.
Yeah.